In this tutorial in CyberLink PowerDirector, we'd like to show you how to adjust your settings on the screen recorder version 2 that's available in the ultimate version of PowerDirector 17. When you launch Screen Recorder 2, this is the screen that you will see. You have the option to record in one of three ways. The default is full screen, and with this chosen, it will put a yellow rectangular bounding box around your entire default screen. Another option is Lock to App. When I click on that, it will look for an application. Then I can simply highlight it, and it will put a bounding box around that. In this case, it's an Excel spreadsheet. Or you can choose Custom. That's the third option. That's where you take your mouse and you drag from one corner to the other. You can control the size, both in horizontal and vertical pixels, and let go, and that is the part of the screen that will be recorded. You also have the option recording in original resolution, or 1080p, 720p, or 480p, and you can change the frame rate from 15 frames per second all the way up to 120 frames per second. You also have the option of making sure that the mouse clicks are recorded. If you click on yes, then you can click the color that will pop up and overlay the screen whenever you click the mouse. Let's click to blue. You can turn your webcam on if indeed you have one, and you can turn your microphone on if you have one, or turn it off. Let's look at some of the other settings that we have. We're going to look at the gear and get into some of the settings here. It does tend to promote Screen Recorder 3, which is not included in the product in PowerDirector 17 Ultimate. But despite the ad, here's what you happen to see. In the General tab on the left, you can make it so the application is always on the top, which is not normally what you will do. You can make it minimize after it starts. It will move to the toolbar. You can minimize it when recording or streaming starts, which is default on, and you can show it when the recording or streaming is complete. You can have it so it automatically checks for software updates. I'm ambivalent about that one, and you want to use the system language. In the File menu, you have an export folder, and you can use your browse and select any folder you like in order to control the export function that you see here. And then you can put a file name prefix on a captured video. You can also adjust the screenshot name. You can use either a PNG or a JPG. Third option is video. I'm going to make this larger so it's not in the way here. The third option is video. If you have more than one monitor, you can make the monitor set up on the primary, secondary, or third. You can enable hardware encoding, create an MRK file, which is recommended for PowerDirector editing, and you can lock to the application so it will only record a selected window. You can adjust the bit rate using the slider, or you can click on the gear and you can type in a bit rate using the pop-up screen. The fourth menu item is audio. You can turn your microphone on or off, the system audio on or off. You can designate what microphone you want to use if you have several options, and I have 3. And the same thing for the input device. When it comes to webcam, if you have a webcam detected, you can pick it. Here I only have one option, and you can actually go and adjust the resolution and the frame rate in frames per second. You can also adjust the size. And if you click on the gear, you will get a screen that's unique to your webcam that will allow you to adjust the internal settings. Then we have a hotkey screen. This is where you actually change the hotkeys. Now, Screen Recorder 2 won't allow you to do that, so they give you an ad for Screen Recorder 3. Then you can choose whether or not you want to participate in the improvement program. So those are the preferences in your settings. When you want to record, There's a screen up here that gives you an open preview. I don't understand what that does. I can see it and visualize it, but I really don't think this tells me a lot. That's what it looks like when I pop it open. And then they have another screen that gives me a library of assets that I can use. I haven't found a good use for that either. But what I'd like to do is click on the one that says Lock to App, and we'll lock it here to our Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. And then we'll leave the video frame rate. I'll leave the mouse clicks on, no webcam and no microphone. Then when I'm ready, I simply click on Record. And now in a few seconds it will start, and I can record the screen. Let's see, in this Excel tutorial, let's assume we want to add in column B all the items from B3 to B11. I'll hit the auto sum and press enter, and now I have my total. And when I want to stop my recording, the default is the F9 key. I press that, and then it will pop open my directory that I've chosen for the file, and this is what it will show me here. This is the file name. If I double click on it, I can get into it and I can play it back. And here we are playing back our tutorial on Microsoft Excel, and close the playback window. So these are the major options that you have. You can customize your screen, log it to a particular app. It will measure the size of it on the screen or do full screen, and adjust these other settings to record. F9 starts, F9 stops. This is a simple look at the core settings on the Screen Recorder 2, which comes in the ultimate version of PowerDirector 17.